picture back early 90s, well, mid 90s really, shortly after we were born. Sony had released their newest system, the PlayStation, the very first one. So Nintendo needed something to keep up with them in the category of gaming. So at E3 in 1996, they announced Nintendo 64. What most of us know as our childhood, right there. It was the best technology that they had ever, that they had at the time. 3D world and characters. Voice acting has been improved a lot. So there was that. During E3, they announced their game, very first game, right up there, Super Mario 64. It was one of the launch titles. Thank you, Dylan. To keep up, obviously with PlayStation, they also had Dreamcast, made by Sega, which they also had to keep up with in the next couple of years. On the first day that the N64 was released, it sold at least 300,000 units on its first day, which was more than PS1 and Dreamcast combined. Sony now on high alert with N64 and the upcoming games. They couldn't keep up with their launch title. Throughout its life, the N64 has seen 387 different games, with 84 exclusive to Japan, 50 to the US, and 4 to Europe. Only 94 were released after 1999. A handful of good games were peppered amongst them, like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games. When I was younger, I would always try to go out and skateboard. I ended up falling on my face, hurting my knees, and I went back inside and played this instead, said that was working out. Some other good ones were up there. Sam Knows, Ocarina of Time, Mario Kart 64, and the massive hit Super Smash Bros., which originally thought they weren't going to do that well. They didn't know how it would work. Get it now. Like every game, every system has its good games. But since there are good games, there also has to be bad games. Like this one. This game is known as the worst game that has ever been created. Pretty bad. Those are few of the different colors that you could choose from for the N64. Obviously, they were released afterwards. Try a few. If I were you, I would try a few games that they have made because they're really good. And if you have trouble trying to find an N64 these days, you can get them on a Wii. You can get a few of them on the Wii, so it's not that bad. And according to G4, this was rated number 7 in their top. Number 7 in their top systems. And several of the games have been called Game of the Year. Ocarina of Time being known as the Game of the Year. N64 is a great system. It should never be forgotten. It's our childhood. But with all the new systems being released, it might not get as much as it did before. But never forget your childhood. Never forget these games.